5 new car regulations we all hate. Okay, so you know what grinds my gears? The fact that every single year the government comes up with some new brilliant idea to make cars worse, and then they have the audacity to tell us it's for our own good. Like, thanks, I really needed my car to beep at me 47 times before I can even back out of my driveway, but here we are. So let me tell you about 5 regulations that literally nobody asked for, but we all have to deal with anyway. Number 1, automatic engine start-stop systems being mandatory. Oh boy, where do I even start with this one? So apparently someone in a suit decided that saving 03 cents worth of fuel at a stoplight was worth making every single driving experience feel like your car is having a seizure. You're sitting at a red light, the engine shuts off. Cool, cool, cool. Then the light turns green, you go to accelerate, and there's this awkward half-second delay where your car is like, wait, hold on, let me wake up first. Meanwhile, the guy behind you is already honking because apparently you're supposed to predict when the light turns green now. And don't even get me started on how these systems wear out your starter motor way faster than normal. Oh, but the manufacturers will tell you, oh, no, these are special heavy-duty starters. They're designed for this. Yeah, okay, sure. And I'm designed to run marathons, but that doesn't mean I should do one every single day. The worst part is that most of these systems have this garbage implementation where if you want to turn it off, you have to press a button every single time you start the car. Every single time, like, why can't I just permanently disable it? Oh, wait, I know why. Because then the car wouldn't meet the fuel economy standards on paper, even though in real-world driving, it barely makes a difference. You know what's really messed up about this? The same people who mandated this are probably the ones complaining about right to repair because God forbid you want to permanently disable a feature on a car that you own, that you paid for with your own money. But no, we can't have that. Because regulations, number 2, those annoying seatbelt chimes that never shut up. Okay, look, I'm not anti-seatbelt. I wear mine every single time. But holy crap, does my car need to scream at me like I'm a toddler who forgot to eat their vegetables? The new regulations have made it so these chimes are louder, longer, and more obnoxious than ever before. We're talking chimes that last for literal minutes. Some cars won't even let you turn off the radio until you buckle up, which is just fantastic when you're trying to move your car 3 feet in a parking lot. But here's the thing that really gets me. The sensor doesn't know the difference between a person and a bag of groceries. So you better believe that if you put your shopping bags on the passenger seat, your car is going to have a complete meltdown about it. Beep, beep, beep. Hey buddy, there's an unsecured object in your passenger seat. Better buckle it up for safety. Meanwhile, I've seen the same car completely ignore an actual unbuckled passenger in the back seat because apparently only the front seats matter. And you can't disable these either. Well, you can, but you have to take apart half your dashboard and disconnect the sensor, which probably voids your warranty and might make your airbag system throw a fit. It's like the car companies want you to suffer. Oh, wait, they don't actually want this either. They're just following regulations that some bureaucrat wrote because apparently we're all children who need constant reminding. Number 3, speed limiters and GPS-based speed monitoring. Oh, this one's my favorite. And by favorite, I mean, I want to throw my steering wheel into the sun. So newer regulations, especially in Europe, but coming to the US soon, require cars to have intelligent speed assistance systems. Sounds cool, right? Wrong. What this actually means is your car will use GPS and camera systems to read speed limit signs and then nag you about it constantly. Going 5 over the speed limit, your car beeps at you. Going 10 over, it beeps louder. Some systems will actually start limiting your throttle input or applying the brakes without your permission. Let that sink in. Your car can now decide that you're going too fast and just slow you down, whether you like it or not. Never mind if you're trying to merge onto a highway. Never mind if you're passing someone. And never mind if there's a legitimate reason to momentarily exceed the speed limit. Nope. Computer says no. But wait, it gets better. The GPS systems aren't always accurate. I've had my car yell at me for doing 35 and a 35 because the GPS thought I was on a parallel side street with a 25 limit. I've had it scream at me on an on-ramp because it couldn't figure out that I wasn't on the main road yet. These systems are expensive, unreliable, and solve a problem that doesn't really exist. Because if someone wants to speed, they're going to speed anyway. All you've done is made law-abiding drivers miserable. Oh, and fun fact, these systems can be remotely updated, which means your car's behavior can change without you ever agreeing to it. Isn't that neat? Your car can just wake up one day with a software update and decide to be even more annoying than it was yesterday. But sure, tell me more about how we own our vehicles. Number 4, mandated backup cameras and 360 surround view systems. Now, before you come at me, yes, backup cameras can be useful. I'm not a monster. But making them mandatory on every single vehicle, even ones where you can literally just turn your head and see everything, that's ridiculous. The regulation says every car sold after 2018 needs a backup camera. Okay, fine. But then the manufacturers took it as an opportunity to make the most overcomplicated systems imaginable. You've got cars now with like 7 cameras stitched together to create this bird's eye view, and half the time the image is distorted or laggy, or the lens is dirty because it's mounted down low where it gets covered in road grime immediately. And God help you if one of these cameras breaks, because replacing them costs more than my first car did. These aren't just cameras anymore. They're integrated into your entire infotainment system. So if the camera fails, your whole screen might stop working. But here's what really bugs me about this. People have become so dependent on these cameras that they've completely stopped learning how to use their mirrors or, their neck. I've watched people in parking lots stare at their backup camera screen while nearly hitting something that's clearly visible in their peripheral vision. The camera has like a 30-degree blind spot on each side, but nobody thinks about that anymore because the screen says it's clear, so it must be clear, right? And let's talk about the cost, because these systems aren't free. They add hundreds of dollars to the base price of every car, which means even if you're buying a stripped-down economy car, you're still paying for technology you might not even want. But too bad, it's the law now. Hope you weren't planning on buying an affordable vehicle because we just made them all more expensive. You're welcome. Number 5, the death of physical buttons and mandated touchscreens. Okay, this one makes me irrationally angry, and I'm not even going to pretend to be calm about it. Someone, somewhere, decided that physical buttons were outdated and that everything needs to be controlled through a touchscreen. And then regulations came along and made it worse because now manufacturers have to include so many safety features and displays that they just gave up and shoved everything into one giant iPad glued to the dashboard. You can't adjust the climate control without taking your eyes off the road. You can't change the radio station without navigating through 3 submenus. You can't even turn on your heated seats without opening the settings app like you're configuring an iPhone. What happened to turn a knob and the thing happens? Remember when that was a thing? Remember when you could operate your entire car by feel without looking? Remember when tactile feedback existed? But no. We need everything on a screen because that's modern and sleek. Never mind that it's actually more dangerous than the old way because you have to look at the screen to do anything. Never mind that these screens freeze and crash and glitch out like a Windows 95 computer. Never mind that they're impossible to use with gloves on, or if you have long nails, or if you're just a normal human who wants to press a button and have something happen immediately. And the best part, the absolute cherry on top, is that these screens are not covered under normal warranty periods. So when your $5,000 infotainment screen dies 3 years after you bought the car, guess who's paying for it? You are, and you can't just not fix it because half your car's functions are tied to that screen. Your climate controls, your backup camera, your safety systems, everything runs through that stupid screen. So now we've got cars that cost more, break more often, are harder to use, and are less safe than they used to be. But hey, at least they look futuristic, right? Isn't that what matters? A shiny screen that does everything worse than buttons did, but it looks cool in the showroom. So I guess that's a win for somebody. Just not for us, the people who actually have to live with these things. Look, I'm not saying all regulations are bad, okay? Some of them genuinely make cars safer, and that's great. But these 5, these are the ones that make you wonder if anyone who writes these laws has actually driven a car in the last decade, because it really feels like they haven't. We're not asking for much here. We just want cars that are functional, affordable, and don't treat us like incompetent children who need to be babysat by a computer. So what's the moral of the story? Regulations should make sense. They should solve actual problems, not create new ones. And they definitely shouldn't make car ownership more expensive and frustrating for everyone. But until the people making these laws actually have to deal with the consequences, we're stuck with beeping, chiming, screen tapping, automotive nightmares. Anyway, if you made it this far, thanks for listening to me rant. If you enjoyed this, make sure to smash that subscribe button, hit the like button, ring that notification bell, and share this video with everyone you know who also hates their car's annoying features. Otherwise, I'll see you all next time. Stay angry, stay safe. And for the love of everything holy, bring back physical buttons.